Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's just 255 days until Christmas 2022. Oh my goodness, it's coming right away. So I want to thank you all for being here. I see Fitz. Thank you for first one in, Star Wars Fitz, and Will Morgan. I just saw Will Morgan's short today. You guys, the YouTube shorts that Meta Egg has been doing this past week or two have been fantastic. Today's was on Will Smith, and I thought it was great. So good job, Will. I appreciate you sharing that with me. So that was great. You guys, make sure you're subscribed to Meta Egg, and that's Will Smith's YouTube channel. Or not Will Smith. Oh my goodness, it's Will Morgan's. Will Morgan's YouTube channel, and make sure you're getting the notifications for those as well. He does a fantastic job. I love his stuff. So you guys, Green Bear, I see you, and Daryl, the Derelict, good to see you as well. Dawn, thank you for being here, and Wolfpack, hello. Oh, we've got some great people here already, and we're going to get started here in just a little bit. Yes, Fitz, please like the stream. Join the Patreon. Patreon's tremendously helpful for me. I really appreciate all of your all support, and it's helps us do what we do here. Stash Rindar. Oh my goodness! Good to see you here as well, my friend. So we are we've got a lot to talk about today. And as usual on Thursdays, when we are able to live stream, I got my friend Imagic Maker here from Reimagining Star Wars. The dogs are excited.
Greeted by all the Wookiees.
Yes. Contractors are back from lunch. So we've got a lot to cover today. And I noticed you were just 4 subscribers short of 500.
Yes.
Just 4. So I put the link to your YouTube channel in the description. You guys, he just needs, my friend Imagic Maker here just needs 4 more. And then you have something special planned when you hit 500 subscribers, don't you?
We have a 500 subscriber animation special, and we even have a new parody song to go along with it. So.
Very good. Very good. So, hopefully we can get your subscribers to that 500 this week. That would be great. Just 4. Yes. I mean, we don't need very many. Just 4 more. No, you guys, please check out Imagic Maker's YouTube channel, Reimagining Star Wars, and that would be great. So
I'll drop that one, and I'll also drop my Ahsoka video as well soon after.
So very good.
Get that one in the Ahsoka video.
And
it's been done for over a year, actually.
Yeah. It's been ready for a while. So Polyhedral Paradise Live is here. We are doing a charity stream with him tomorrow. So tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, adjust for where you live, but 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be joining Jason Presson. And I believe he's got a co-host, a co-anchor, Captain Pennsylvania. It's going to be with him. But we're doing a charity stream for mental health awareness. And we've already got agreement from Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net to join us on that live stream. I will be there. We've invited my friend Star Wars Meg to be there, as well as the folks from over at Echo Based Network. So they're at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow over on Polyhedral Paradise Live. You guys can find that. Hey, done. 500.
Wow.
We did.
Well, I guess I got to drop it this weekend.
That is fantastic. That's fantastic. Thank you, X-Wing, Stash Rindar.
Thank you, guys. That. We appreciate it.
Jonathan, thank you for that. That's fantastic. Appreciate it. Asked and accomplished. You guys, thank you so much. So, yes, tomorrow evening, we're going to try to do an hour of Star Wars discussion with Jason Presson on Polyhedral Paradise Live. We're going to try to raise some funds and some awareness. It's a charity live stream to raise money for mental health awareness. Super important. and he's doing great work over there. So very, very good. So we've got a lot to talk about today, my friend. We've got a lot, so we should jump straight into it.
We've been off for 2 weeks. We've been off for 2 weeks. So.
We have.
But before we do, I have a Star Wars dad joke.
Oh, okay. Star Wars dad joke. Ready?
Right. So why doesn't Darth Vader ever get sick?
You're a little crackly poppy. But
okay. Why doesn't Darth Vader ever get sick?
Why doesn't Darth Vader ever get sick? Well, I don't know.
Because he has an antibody.
He has an antibody.
No, an antibody.
Oh! Annie, like Anakin. Antibody. Oh boy, there we go. There we go. Yeah, your audio is getting worse and worse.
Ah, crap.
Really crackly, really poppy, and breaking up a lot. I don't know what we do. It's a you thing, I believe.
No, probably is a me thing.
Yeah,
the audio sucks. That's what happens.
Why does
Imagic Maker sound so awful? Because he sucks.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you need to do something about your equipment, your setup, the way we connect.
It always depends on whether I work from home or whether I work from the office. When I work from the office, it's crap. When I work from home, it's not bad.
Okay, so we've got a really big story today that came out just before we started, and I think we should probably lead with that and then go into the fan film review. Normally, we try to get the fan film review up front, or we end up squeezing it in at the end, and it gets shorted. So this time, I think we need to start with the big news. And it's Bryce Dallas Howard did an interview for Romper, and in that interview, it was about Easter and whatnot and her life. But the interviewer had his children ask her a couple questions. One was asking her about his daughter was asking her about Easter, their Easter traditions, and all of that. And her son, his son, was asking questions about Star Wars. So let's share this on here, and you'll see it mentions the questions. So this is the interviewer, EA, and let me just go all the way to the top so you guys can see the whole thing. It's Elizabeth Angel. So did the interview. That's EA, and then she has her son ask him a question, or ask Bryce a question about Star Wars. So it starts with her, and she says, I know we don't have much time. We have important Star Wars questions. First question was, how much did you know about Star Wars before you became involved, and how much research have you done for The Mandalorian? And Bryce Dallas Howard says, growing up, our dad, her dad, by the way, yeah, Ron Howard, I'll give you a chance. But Ron Howard was and is to this day a very good friends with George Lucas, who created Star Wars. We're close in age to his kids. So Bryce is very close in age to George's kids. And last time I saw him, George was like, I have a picture of all of you in the bathtub together. And she's like, awesome, George. Thanks. But and so every single year for Christmas,
don't share it on social media, please.
No, please. Don't do that. But every single year they get Star Wars figurines. And before she was old enough to know who the characters were and what the stories were, she was getting these figurines from George Lucas. How sweet is that? But this is, I was getting figurines. I was very curious and really into it. She learned about Star Wars first through the toys. And then when she was old enough, they watched the movies. And then this part here, I was like, man, who does that? At 15 years old, she went to summer camp. And one of her friends at summer camp was Natalie Portman. This is right after they went to camp. She went and filmed the prequels. So yeah, Natalie was really young during the prequels when they started the Phantom Menace. Unbelievable that she went to summer camp with Natalie Portman, and her friend was really close friends, or her dad was really close friends with George Lucas. What the life! And now she's
I can't figure
directing.
out how Ron Howard had ever been friends with George Lucas.
Yeah, how did they meet? How did Ron Howard and George Lucas meet? I don't know that story, but I do think it's really
I know
cool.
exactly how they met. I know exactly how they met. George Lucas' first movie that made it big was American Graffiti.
Yeah, American Graffiti.
And so American Graffiti led to Happy Days, which both Ron Howard was on both.
Okay, I did. Was he in American Graffiti?
Absolutely, he was.
Okay, I didn't remember him. Of course, I know
that's why they transferred Ron over into Happy Days, because he basically picked up the same role.
Okay, I don't know my American Graffiti trivia. Only person I remember from that was Harrison Ford, but I didn't remember.
And then of course, Ron Howard directed Willow, so for George Lucas as well. So
yes. Oh, there you go. Just imagine Imagic Maker's broadcasting from the ISS. Yeah, you're broadcasting from the space station.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it is. I'm in space.
You're one of those billionaires.
I'm definitely spaced out.
So it's just really cool that her dad's best friends with George Lucas. She grows up, getting these Star Wars figures from George Lucas. She goes to summer camp with Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman becomes Amidala in the prequels, and then she grows up and she gets to direct on The Mandalorian. And now she's shared a little more.
I think Natalie Portman, when she got selected for Amidala, was right after her role in The Professional with or Leon. I'm trying to think of the guy's name. No. She's not Liam Neeson. It's the French actor. I can't think of his name.
I don't know.
Somebody will come up with it. But
I don't know.
Yeah. But it's still The Professional is the name of the movie, and she plays the little girl, of course, in that, because what else would she play? She's a little girl, and but she was like a 12-year-old that he ends up taking in, and he's a professional hitman. And,
Gotcha.
So
gotcha. But not that matters for anything, but I just find it fascinating, Bryce Dallas Howard's life and the connections she's had to Star Wars through her entire life, and now directing on The Mandalorian is amazing, absolutely amazing. It says when she got to direct The Mandalorian, she didn't realize how much she knew Star Wars. You just grow up with things, and by osmosis, you kind of learn, right? You're hanging out with George Lucas, when your dad goes over to visit, you're hanging out with his kids because you're the same age as his kids. You just learn things, and it's growing up with that was pretty cool. And then she talks about working with Dave Filoni and learning more. And this is Henry. This is the interviewer's son, right? So the interviewer's son then says, this is Henry. I love Clone Wars. It's my favorite. Oh, and Bryce Dallas Howard says, without giving anything away, you're going to love the Ahsoka show that's coming up. Oh, so of course we know in the Clone Wars, that's where we first were introduced to Ahsoka, and we see her story all the way through leaving the Jedi Order, the Siege of Mandalore, all of that, right?
Right.
And there's been a lot of assumption that Ahsoka, because the logo for Ahsoka has the star chart that we see inside the Lothal Jedi Temple, that star chart is the Ahsoka logo, that it would be heavily tied into Rebels, because all of that content from Lothal and Ahsoka is in Rebels as well. There's been a lot of discussion about, the world between worlds. No, and just to clarify, that logo from the Ahsoka show is not the world between worlds. It's absolutely not. It is the star chart you see in the ceiling of the Lothal Temple, the Jedi Temple, when Ezra gets his
I'm with you.
kyber crystal.
Yeah,
It comes down. No, I'm just. Oh, okay. You're talking.
You're
to
answering
somebody else.
somebody's.
I'm answering somebody's question.
Answering somebody else's question. I got you.
Yes. Yeah. So
no, I still think it's tied to the world between worlds. I think wherever we're seeing that, even when he got his crystal there, I think that's a tie in a place.
Well, it would be a distant tie, but it could be. It could be the same. We could have the world between worlds in the original trilogy, if you're going to use it that way.
Right. But I'm just saying, we know that we have Yoda come across this, vast expanse and is, obviously communing with
there's a theory that says anytime any Jedi communes with another Jedi through the Force, it's actually through the world between worlds,
right.
Which would make when Luke reached out to Leia or Obi-Wan talks to Luke or any other number of times,
right.
that's always the world between worlds. And so that's sort of the same theory that you're saying. The same deal with the dyad and you got Ben.
Right. So they're not really transporting anything. They're just one person's reaching into the world between worlds, the other's pulling from the world.
Reaching out, right? So, but that's not to go too far astray. That logo, that logo comes from the ceiling of the Lothal Temple. It is not the World Between Worlds portal. Just to clarify that,
right?
The World Between Worlds portal has Lothwolves that go around it, and it looks entirely different inside the World Between Worlds. Yeah. The symbolism,
but it does kind of line up with the planets as it surrounds the three big what do you call those things?
Well, again, you're kind of getting deep in. I'm just pointing at the surface level that people have latched onto.
That's where that
I'm just clarifying.
Gotcha.
Just clarifying. That logo comes from the Lothal Temple ceiling. It is not a World Between Worlds portal. It is not. It's a different color. It's a different symbolism on it. Could that? You keep trying to go into what is that map a map of, and what does its connection to the World Between Worlds? That's a little bit deeper than just the surface level. That logo is not the World Between Worlds.
I do think that it's tied to the World Between Worlds, but I agree that it is not the portal or anything like that to the World Between Worlds.
Right. And a lot of people initially was thinking that it was. But no. It's clearly not.
I think it looks a lot like, it's not the same, but it looks very similar to and I think this is a good tie for into the video game world too, which is I think a good thing for when you talk about Jedi Fallen Order when he does his little meditation circles, and that it's very similar. So
my friend, I can barely hear you, and when I do hear you, it's all crackly poppy.
How about now?
It's better.
Oh, anyway, I was talking about Jedi Fallen Order and this meditation circle. It's very similar to that. It's not the same, of course, and it doesn't align. The different places where you have the worlds and her logo don't align with the ones inside the meditation circle. But its structure is similar, and of course the structure that you see in the one in her aligns with the place in Lothal, which begs to the question of, are these specific places mapping their particular location from where these special places are, and so, but it's very similar, and in that sense that a meditation circle allows you to, when you meditate in the Force, that you're actually entering this higher place, which would be the World Between Worlds or some place like that.
We need more detail about the World Between Worlds before we can make that. It's really good theories. Good theories. We don't have anything that confirms anything, but everything fits together for all Force interactions to be happening through that. But again, I don't want to get too deep. And Jason Ward, hello, my friend. Good to see you. We still have not had a Meg sighting. I know Meg has been mysteriously missing, but hopefully we'll see her show up here in a bit. So wanted to, how many conversations in line at Celebration will be like this? All of them. Question Jedi mind. All of them. That's the answer to that question. So I want to go into.
I actually like the way we're talking about this whole thing, and the reason I say that is because one of the things that's important about Star Wars actually, and placing this this symbol symbols and symbolism within it is that one of the things we really love about Star Wars is the mystery. So with the mystery of the Force is an important selling point and an important point for us all to come together on. When we don't know about something and we get to speculate and theorize on, those are the kind of things that bring us together. And so I really like these kind of things because as long as the mystery exists, we get to have fun with it.
Yeah, we're going to have fun with that in a little bit too. I want to get to the fan, and then we're going to get to another fan theory here in a minute. That is a lot of fun. I don't think it holds any water, but it's fun nonetheless, and it goes with exactly what you're saying. So, the interesting part here is that Bryce says, without giving anything away, the Ahsoka show ties in with the Clone Wars really well, right? That rewarded. We've been really pushing Meg, myself, others, and I saw Sheev the Wise from Vader's Lair. We've all been talking about how much the Rebels series it will likely be referenced because of these things, right? These things came from Rebels. These symbols, everything we're saying, we saw in Rebels, and so there's been just in our mindset a strong tie-in to that. But this Clone Wars bit leads to all kinds of other possibilities as well, right?
Absolutely, and it should. We should be able to tie everything through it. So I mean, like, we shouldn't be in a story if we're in one universe where we're not tying back to Clone Wars, we're not tying back to the prequels, we're not tying back to the other places where she's been.
Sure, but I mean, as far as the main storyline, because when you think about season 7 of The Mandalorian, it's this siege of Mandalore. We've been a lot of us talking about where the Mandalorian is headed in season 3, back to Mandalore, him getting baptized in the living waters of Mandalore, the reclamation of Mandalore, that all ties right back to season 7 of the Clone Wars. Could it be that Ahsoka will also tie into that storyline with the Mandalorian, being that it's Clone Wars, the tie-in there is strong? Could be. Again, this is speculation, right? Because these other things we kind of already know, and we haven't really been thinking about Ahsoka tying into season 3 of Mandalorian, right? We think of it as a spin-off where we saw her introduced in season 2 of the Mandalorian, and then from Rebels, right? And we do know that one of the major plot points of Ahsoka is finding Ezra. And that goes back to Rebels. So it's very, very interesting. Very interesting. So a lot of fun.
So what is your theory on how it would tie back to there? I mean, I can come up with a couple of them off the top of my head. What do you think?
The Siege of Mandalore?
Yeah, how do you think it ties back to that? And if it's tying back to Clone Wars, that's definitively what it's tying back to.
Well, the thing that could tie the two of them together is Sabine Wren. Sabine having a rightful claim to rule Mandalore, in my opinion, and Sabine being Mandalorian and having earned the Darksaber through battle, right? So she won the Darksaber from what's the dude's name? Tarvis? No. That's a wrong name.
If you hadn't said anything, I would have known it.
I know. Once you get the wrong name in, it's hard to get the right name to replace it. She won it from the guy
Gar Saxon.
Gar Saxon. Gar Saxon. Thank you. So so she won it from him rightfully. She has a claim to rule Mandalore. There's a lot of speculation about who will end up leading Mandalore at the end, and it very well could be that Ahsoka gets involved in that reclamation of Mandalore through Sabine and her working together. I don't know. That's my theory. Do you have one, or
So
you
my thought process is that that we're going to find that really that's where Thrawn is, and I think that's where the tie-ins. Of course, they're going to pull them all in.
He's kind of got he is the, for lack of a better term, the ruler of Mandalore.
Exactly, he's the ruler of that sector, and that we're going to find everything that's still under the Imperial control, and that he's ultimately the one that was bringing it all back, which is why you had the person working for him with a Beskar spear. It's all made from all the armor that was taken.
Yeah, very well could be. I love this other question that the interviewer's son asks. He said, "I wanted to ask you, why are there no handrails in Star Wars?"
Because there's no OSHA.
There's no OSHA. That's right. But Bryce says, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked that." Right? I just love her enthusiasm. Talking to a kid, right? She's talking to a kid. I can't tell you anything specific, but all I can say is keep watching. I don't know how that is anything except fun, right? That's nothing but fun. I love the answer. I love Bryce Dallas Howard.
That would actually make a really good short film, as if you had Star Wars OSHA ride. Like, I'm gonna have to find him.
right. You got just some low-level Imperials coming around with a pad, maybe like a Lobot kind of guy, you know. Oh my goodness! Hey, Sheev, this would be great. I think X-Wing. He hit me up. He's going to be on vacation next week, and we're going to be available. So we have the opportunity to do a stream together, X-Wing and myself, and we could bring you into that conversation and have a fantastic discussion about Thrawn. That'd be great. I would love it. So let's get that scheduled. We'll do a thing on Discord. The three of us chat and try to lock down a time maybe next week. That'd be great. So I just thought this was a fun interview. I love Bryce Dallas Howard. The question this brings up, though, because she talks about Ahsoka and the Clone Wars. Will she be directing, or what is her involvement with Ahsoka? I've not heard that she's directing anything. This is Dave's project, right?
Right. Well, we know that Dave is overall over it. I tend to think that, I'm not saying she's going to be the showrunner per se, but I think that she's probably going to be the lead director on them, meaning that she's going to direct the majority of them. I think that's what I personally think, and that basically they're grooming her to be the next showrunner of a story. So I wouldn't be surprised if you find she's the showrunner on something like Rangers of the New Republic when that finally comes to fruition.
Boy, I hope so. More Bryce Dallas Howard, yes, please. Like, yes, absolutely, make it happen. More and less Robert Rodriguez.
More. The thing you've got to understand about Bryce Dallas Howard is that everything that you see with her is it's very well done with the emotions. So it's not only just special effects, which are done well, and the action, which is done well, but you also get this center on the emotion of each character as they play and tie together, and she does that very well. Obviously, she learned very well from her father on how to direct and how to set up and block and keep the tie on the emotion of each scene and your characters within the story. So I think that what we're seeing is this come about, and so when we watch Bryce Dallas Howard's stuff in the Mandalorian, those are typically the ones that we go, oh my gosh, that was so incredible, and we're emotionally drawn and pushed through the that particular story, that particular episode or chapter. And I think I think there's no way you avoid that with Ahsoka and the players that are in that, and it's that emotional tie really that is going to bring us back to them from Rebels, because we fell in love with those characters originally, and now seeing them basically in Rebels 2, I guess you could say, with the Ahsoka series, I can't see how you don't have emotional pull all the way through, and so for me, that she becomes the best one to tell that story because of the way she does her.
I'm with you, my friend.
directing.
I'm with you. But I like Darth Chaos. She could act in it. We have not yet seen Bryce Dallas Howard
That's
as a
true.
cameo, and we've seen
true.
Dave, we've seen Rick, we've seen what's the other director in The Mandalorian?
Taika Waititi.
He's voice acted some things, but the other director, Deborah Chow.
Deborah Chow.
We saw all three of them as cameos. We've yet to see Bryce as a cameo, and she's got the acting ability. So yes, please, yes, and then we can get Hasbro figures of her in whatever that character is. That would be the best.
Absolutely.
Let's make it happen. Yes, that would be great. So we need to get on to our fan film, or it'll get lost in all these other tabs, right?
Oh, yes.
You see all these tabs I have open.
This is funny. Oh, my gosh. This is hilarious.
So, you guys, as we always say with these fan films, please go out and give this a watch. It's just only 5.5 minutes long, so you can absolutely watch this really quick. So help with their watch count. They've got almost 500,000 views. It's not like they're hurting, and they've got 58,000 subs. But we always like to support the fan films, and so
absolutely. This is a series that they're doing. This is the third in the series, which is why they've grown so fast. So we have now gone through all three. This is the third in the series, and when we started this series, they had like 200 subs. So they started this series at the beginning of the year. We've been we actually have had this one in the hopper now for 3-4 weeks, and
yes.
So they're putting out these. It's about once a month, so probably expect another one dropping in the next few weeks for the number 4. My expectations will drop one in April, and so
the comedy in here, they're really good. with making an entertaining story. As you said, this is the third in a series. They're entertaining stories, right? And fans who are doing great things. The other thing that's worth mentioning here is Unreal Engine 5.
Right.
This is pretty impressive, and the Unreal Engine 5 has a lot of folks excited. I watched a couple of videos on just content creators who are loving this technology. I know it's something that you would love to learn. And have you dipped your toe in at all?
No, I've dipped my toe in a little bit. I'm kind of familiar now with setting up scenes, but I haven't gotten to character creation yet. So I can now move and pull block backgrounds and furniture and things like that, and set them up inside the room. But that's about where I'm at right now.
Well, and I've contracted somebody to use Unreal Engine 5 to make some content for me. So it's really good. The assets that are available that are like live, like real assets from the desert of Arizona and from other locations. It's not just computer generated stuff. It's like real stuff that they've 3D captured and then make it available as assets. And then you can resize them, you can replicate them, and then
because it's open source too, people create these different things and bring them in. So you can go and download them and get new furniture or a new background, a new texture, and you can add these to it. So it's pretty cool.
It is cool. And the lighting technology is the major breakthrough. I watched some videos on it, and the amount of reflective lighting inside of a room, because it's not just the light coming through a window, but it reflects off the floors and the walls, and it will help light the rest of the room. And it is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's super exciting. So I'm looking forward to seeing the content that I'm getting created. But you can tell these folks here, I see the comments about snow troopers on a Death Star. They're having fun. These are fans who are having fun telling stories that they make up. And I love that these are original stories too. That we covered a fan fiction or fan film a couple weeks ago that was based off of a fan or off of a novel. It's now in the EU, right? So they took
Right.
like the end of a novel and they created a fan film. They cast characters and they created a screenplay off of it, and they did that whole process, which is great, which is really, really great. But this is their own screenplay. This is something they came up with. So much fun. So much fun. Is that going to be dumb expensive? No, Sheev. It's $120. I had $120 for somebody to create some original content for me using Unreal Engine 5.
So you can find these things on like Upwork, and there's another one I'm trying to think of where you can find people to do this stuff, and you'll find them all over. They're worldwide. It's
I got it on Fiverr.
Fiverr. That was the other one I was looking for. That's the other one.
You can kind of look at their resumes and find somebody who's doing things like that you like, and then contact them directly in Fiverr and say, hey, here's what I'd like to do. Is it something that you would do? And then they'll quote you a price. So $120, the guy's creating something. It's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. And that was recommended to me by Russell, who does a lot of my, he did this, right? He did all of this. Russell created that for me. So he said he wasn't up to the Unreal Engine 5 content. Look at the guy. Well, it just shows like he's dancing. The wire work, right, that you can do with figures in there is really, really good too. So great technology. Unreal Engine 5, pretty fun stuff. Anything else on this? Again, you guys, the link to this video is in the description. Please go check that out. Yeah.
No, by all means, go enjoy it. You're gonna laugh your butt off, and so they'll keep putting these out if you keep liking and enjoying their content.
I love their sense of humor. I absolutely love their sense of humor. And Green Bear, hilarious. $5 super chat towards Santa's fan film, The Best Garboner 3, Return of the Green Bear. Oh, thank you for that. So much fun. You guys are great. I want to cover, there's a couple other articles here. Well, I've got a whole bunch of tabs. So let's see how we can get through here. Oh, this first one. So our friend Darth Elvis posted this in our Discord. It's they've got this newsletter from Cool Waters Productions, and they're covering the typical news. But down at the bottom here, they've got this this picture from the Kenobi series. Now, we saw this in the trailer, right? This droid talking with this trooper. And there's been a lot of speculation that says, oh, that droid is actually Rex in disguise. And you can see it in the next scene, and it's got these colors. So that's totally Rex. And he's just in a droid costume. No, this is our client, Dustin.
I never suspected that. I thought they were talking about that trooper was actually Rex in disguise because he has blue on his pants.
I thought it so too, but I've watched a lot of folks who say no, the blue is actually on the droid, it's not on the trooper, and it's so anyway. People, right? So we're talking about fan theories, fan speculation. Debunked. The droid is N.E.D. N.E.D. That's the name of the droid. And it says sure to be a fan favorite. Book this their client Dustin. So pretty cool. It's going to be N.E.D. Looking forward to learning more about him. And I said fans are going to love him. Exciting.
Now I'm going to have to go back and look at the trailer again because I was thinking that the blue was on the trooper.
Exactly. Matt, this is hilarious. Yeah, Jason Ward, you're in the chat. We've heard that Kumail is actually playing this droid. Can you confirm? No, just kidding.
Or deny. You can deny.
Yeah, you can. So here's another. So I saw this. This is a fan theory. This is the one I wanted to talk to you about. And it's Paalpatine didn't really come back in Rise of Skywalker. The theory is that the Paalpatine in the sequels is an insane clone. Think of it as Paalpatine, right? P-A-A, Paalpatine. Right.
Paalpatine.
Right.
Return of the Boomer.
Return of the Boomer, Mike Porter. Like, that's great. Next fan movie starring me, right? The Return of the Boomer. I love it. This goes right along with the
I thought you were X-Gen like me, so you'd be like X-Gen with his X-Wing.
He's older Generation X. I'm Generation X. Mike Porter's before us.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So Paalpatine could be there, just like Joruus C'baoth, right? Joruus C'baoth, which was an insane clone of the actual Joruus C'baoth, or however you pronounce that name, right? From Heir to the Empire. So this absolutely could be a thing, except it kind of falls apart. I think if you
I don't think it's a good theory. I think I'm going to go back to Legends. What's Legends? Legends is we have the Dark Empire series where Palpatine returned in clone form, and so that's the Legends version of it, and then the canon version of it is he returns in clone form, and faces Rey versus facing Luke and Leia. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I like the thought, right? That it could be. It fits with the idea, like Joruus C'baoth, who thought that he was actually Joruus C'baoth, and he's crazy. He's crazy. Right. And that the theory here says he didn't realize his lightning could be reflected back at him because he wasn't the actual Palpatine who had already done that twice and got snapped. Right? He does it at the end of Revenge of the Sith, and he does it again in
Return of the
Jedi. Right, so he shocks the crap out of himself twice.
I just think it's third time the charm thing. So I think it's third time the charm.
I'll just do it more this time. Like the last time it didn't work because I didn't do it enough. That's right. So it's a bad idea to continue shooting lightning. Also, makes more sense. Anakin did defeat the real Sidious. And then Rey defeats the Paalpatine, not Palpatine. Right?
Maybe he's the Poopatine.
I like the mental gymnastics of it. Right? I do. Yeah. I appreciate it. And this is again what we were saying before. As long as people are coming up with theories like this and they're having fun talking about it, it's great. It's great.
No, absolutely.
And, it's not a fight. It's not anything where we're like, "Oh, you're taking my Star Wars." No, this is fun. This is I'd like to encourage it.
My goal is to create a story that people will go, "Oh yeah, I like that one. Oh, that's cool."
Yeah. Well, it goes with a lot of people go with the Darth Jar Jar theory. It's a great one, and that one holds a lot of water.
Yeah.
And then
I like the Darth Jar Jar
series. I love that theory, the Darth Jar Jar theory.
That Jar Jar was really Plagueis the entire time.
That's right. But Plagueis confirmed. No, but then the other one is the Sixth Sense Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. That it's the same as Bruce Willis, right? That he's actually
that's actually my favorite one. I think he's already dead. I mean, because that way it's because he never faces anyone. He never comes into contact with anyone other than the antenna. He never uses his lightsaber.
Right. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. They need to change a couple of little things or retcon a couple of little things to make it fit. But I love it. I love the Sixth Sense Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi. And
that's my favorite one. But I had that one. I had that one going I mean, probably right after it was released. It was like the only way I could, in my mind, was reconcile what had happened. So I mean, like so that was like my way of say if they did this, then you might be able to reconcile it. That was like what summer of 2018. I think I theorized on that one. So I mean, pretty soon after.
Yeah, Meg had DM'd me during this. I think Meg's just busy. I've been working on a project with her. She's doing a documentary for Attack of the Clones. It's anniversary this May, and so she's putting together that documentary for that. And she asked me to do a segment. So I've been working on that for some time.
I guess it's the 20th anniversary.
20th, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So
it's the anniversary of all of them this May, other than the the sequels,
the newer stuff. Yeah. So I'm doing a segment on Count Dooku, and I wrote the script a couple days ago. I drafted it. I did a couple of revisions and I recorded it yesterday. Sent it to her, and she was listening to it, give me some feedback. During I got a couple of DMs from her, so she's out there. She's busy, and hopefully we'll see her tomorrow. Hopefully we'll catch up with her tomorrow. So anyway, I thought this was,
how much he hates Attack of the Clones.
This is true. I can give you the my closing line, right? I'll give you my closing line in Meg's. Let me open this. I've got the script here. Just the closing line.
Okay.
A little preview. For all of my complaints that I have for this movie, Count Dooku's character is one of the highlights to not be missed. The more I watch it, the better appreciation I have for Dooku, and Sir Christopher Lee gave us a wonderfully complex character that'll live on for ages. So there you go. That's my closing tag for my section of Meg's documentary. All right.
I mean, you gotta understand what role he played, and he was playing he was playing a caricature. And if you understand that, what Lucas was trying to create with him, then you understand it and why it was so important that somebody like Christopher Lee play him.
It's really, I'm not going to give away too much. I don't want to talk too much about it. Just let you all know.
I got you.
That I've been doing that. So we've got some other stuff here, just kind of fun things at the end. You sent us some photos of some stuff you've been working on. So
yes.
K2SO kind of droid here. Is that K2SO?
This is not built on the. It's a perfectly built separately droid and designed and 3D printed, and be hooked up with somebody behind it in a green suit, so you could put it on your live action thing. This is R0 from our series in live action. So
nice.
Nice. So this droid is 6'2".
6'2".
Yes.
So I saw this behind, but I had no context for what this is.
Yep. So
that's cool.
So this is R0, and so he's Vega's counterpart in our story. And I don't have Vega's armor in here. We have Vega's armor, and I didn't put that in this grouping. We've had to redo her armor because, of course, she's gotten bigger. And,
right. She's growing. Right.
This is his little jets. He has jets as well, so that he can keep up. These are add-ons for later in the story. Right. This is my helmet, but it's also a helmet of one of the pilots in the story, and we haven't really gotten to this part of it, but it's we've been introduced to the character as far as the drawings are concerned, which is known as the Reaper, and he's in charge of a group of Mandalorians, and this is one of their pilot helmets.
Excellent. So, and this is the same helmet, but without the visor on it, right?
Right. So that's a blast visor that goes on it, and they would drop, during
sure
blast. So,
and this is just without that visor. Same helmet.
Well, it has the visor. It has the visor. It's just side view, front view.
Okay, we got cut off. Sorry. I'm back.
Uh-oh.
I'm back.
You're back. There we are.
Sorry.
Am I still here?
Let me bring this back up. You're there. You're there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good.
Something happened. Something blipped. Oh no. So this has a bit of a Boba Fett color scheme to it.
So this is Ayla, and Ayla has a very similar scheme to Boba Fett. She's actually a character in our story who has worked with Boba Fett. So, and they have a backstory as well, and she is the mother figure to Vega in the story, and
Excellent.
So, but yeah, so that's her piece,
her armor,
right? And so
very good. And then, what did you make all of this out of?
So a lot of it's made out of Sintra, and some of it is printed. We have a 3D printer, and we print it out, and they have the different. There's different kinds of plastics. So, and then you mold some Sintra and into what you need it, and then you print others to get the perfect shapes that you want.
These X-Wing, these are photos that Imagic Maker took of the equipment that you built, and these are your own.
So I don't completely build it. I have a friend that does actually most of the work. This is his side little thing. I do help, but it's not mostly me. It's but he goes by the moniker Tech Marine. So I've known him since I was in the Marine Corps. We were in boot camp together, so in 1995, and so but yeah, so like if you were to probably get this stuff and pay for it all and have it all done the way it is, it would be upwards of probably $1,000 to $1,500 each.
Woo.
And
more than $5, like X-Wing.
Yes, more than
make me one. I'll give you $5. More than $5.
So, but yeah, so it's not cheap, and the equipment's not cheap, and the time that's spent in it is not cheap, and I'm very grateful for my boot camp buddy, and but yeah, we've known each other for quite a long time, and so I held his kids right after they were born. So I mean, we've known each other quite a while.
Very nice.
And actually, all this stuff is also made in compliance with the Mandalorian Mercs. So we have to meet their requirements too. So we're trying to keep it, because they try to keep it true to the movies and to the series, and so you have to meet those criteria. So there's a lot of criteria around these things, and you have to meet their standards. So we're trying to keep all that true.
Right. So. And so okay. I just got another DM from Meg. She has been busy preparing to move to another. So she's been preparing a lot of work. So that's where she's been. So good to hear from her there. X-Wing, the best way to get hold of Imagic Maker, in my experience anyway, is in Discord. You can find Imagic Maker there, and I will put you in touch with him through Discord, so you can get hold of him. Yes,
he does have some components he does sell that he prints out and does sell, but majority of the stuff he really does custom for friends. But he is trying to move to a place where he's doing this on a more of a regular basis, when he can kind of mass produce some things.
I need to move this over so we can see Bryce. I don't need to be blocking Bryce Dallas Howard. I had to move it over.
Does somebody have a little bit of a crush?
I do. I'm a big simp, BDH simp. We had the BDH simp alert earlier. That's absolutely the case. So we have a Mike Porter dad joke. It's a Star Wars throwback one, but it's absolutely appropriate for Easter. This is a really good. Oh, where is it? There we go. Sorry, wrong button. Oh, so Mike Porter dad joke is right here. What did Grogu say about his snack? It was excellent. Good Easter Star Wars dad joke. absolutely great. So one last little bit of news here, or just a heads up, is I've gotten a couple of copyright strikes lately or claims, not strikes, copyright claims on my outro, which is completely bogus. Darth Elvis wrote that piece for me. He performed that piece for me, and he gave it to me specifically to use for my channel. And there are folks out there who go and they file like copyrights on public work, and then they try to monetize videos across YouTube. This is their scam, right?
Yeah,
And
that's a
so
scam.
it is a total scam, but it ties up your revenue. It locks it, and then it puts it into a they hold it until they resolve the copyright thing.
Right.
So I'm going to try something different as an outro today. Streamlabs has a widget, and that widget captures the interaction of your members who were part of the live stream. It captures the super chats, and it produces an outro itself. So we're going to try that. We're going to try it today.
Before we go to the outro, let me
Yes.
pause you here. We haven't talked about Visions 2 yet. And you have it in your list.
Thank you so much. I forgot about that. Yes, Visions 2. So there was a rumor out, and Meg covered it this morning, that we were going to get a season 2 of Visions this year before like September timeframe. That's a surprise, to be sure, but
that is
a welcome one. A
Yeah.
welcome one.
I really loved it. I wish they'd make a series out of some of those.
Yes, I would love to see a series out of several of them. So I don't know anything. We don't have any information. It was just yes, it's great when people watch Jason's. Yes, I'll leave this up as well. It would be great to get information on who did they get this time, right? The last time we had a list of anime creators that they had contracted, and they're kind of given free reign to create whatever they wanted, right? It doesn't have to stick with any kind of lore. It doesn't have to stick with any kind of continuity. They could just go make whatever you want. And it was really, really good. So we don't know anything. We don't know absolutely anything. X-Wing.
No, we haven't. We had. Oh, he's going to be on TV, huh? You have your 15 seconds of fame?
He wants to get in that Streamlabs outro. So that X-Wing. Thank you so much. So go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I think I don't think we're going to get it in September. I think if we get anything, we're going to get a little preview of it in September, and I think it'll probably be telling us it's going to drop right after the Mandalorian, or right after Andor, or something like that. And
I know
that
we're
I am continually having the series.
I'm super excited for Celebration because we've already heard a couple of the panels. Thursday morning is going to be a panel on Star Wars live action projects. And then Friday, we shared this the other day with Jason Ward, that there's going to be a panel on the Tales of the Jedi. And that's a scoop that we got from a trusted friend. And we talked about that the other day. And what is Tales of the Jedi going to be? What is it about? We don't know.
I can't wait.
We'll find out.
If it's like the comic series, it's going to be amazing.
Well, I don't think it is. We talked about this. Is it going to be based off of these? I don't think so.
If it's not exactly based off that, if it's similar, if we can go back and hit some of those things.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation about what it could be. It could be based on the video games. It could be the title that, like Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order. It could be the umbrella that it falls into, as well as some subsequent games. It could be a gaming title. It could be a comic thing. It could be a publishing thing. It could be live action stuff. It could be animated stuff. Nobody knows. Right. Oh, we'll find out Friday of Celebration. And then Saturday, of course, at Celebration, they're having the Mando Plus panel with Dave and John and guests. And then Sunday, there's a panel on the Bad Batch. the Bad Batch. So lots of good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Bad Batch a lot, actually. I just really want to see. I'm really, believe it or not, I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with Omega, and since it's supposed to be a jump into an older Omega, I'm really, really interested, actually.
Me
I still
too.
think she's going to be force sensitive.
Me too. Well, I don't think she's going to be force sensitive, but Fitz, thank you for the €2 super chat there. He wants to get in on the the crawl at the end. It's an experiment, my friends. Hopefully it happens. We'll see. We'll try. Jason thinks that it's game stuff, the Jedi Fallen Order partisans. So he thinks it's related to gaming. It very well could be, but none of it is confirmed. So
I mean, the Tales of the Jedi is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tales of the Jedi.
Jedi Fallen and Tales of the Jedi would be really interesting. That'd be cool.
Tales of the Jedi is 100% not going to be this.
Yeah,
100%.
I think it's separate. I think it's live action.
Yeah. We'll find out though. It could be. I mean, it also could be animated following Luke Skywalker after Return of the Jedi.
Could be, but I'd still like to have Ulick Quill Drama come back. That'd be pretty cool.
It could be lots of stuff. So excited for that panel to find out. So anything else, a Magic Maker? And then I'm going to try to get this thing to work. We'll see.
That's it. I just didn't want us to get out of here without talking about it.
I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. You guys, make sure you check out MakingStarWars.net. His live stream typically happens in about an hour from now. Hopefully Jason's on today. I didn't see him yesterday, so hopefully we do get that. Yes, Seth, the Kiners did tease they were doing a big animated series. It very well could be Tales of the Jedi.
I definitely want to thank everyone to get us to. Thank you for getting us to 500 and now 500 more.
Yes. Thank you all for following up on him. Yes, Jason will be live today, so make sure you check out MakingStarWars.net. And again, we'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. Meg said that she may not be able to join us for the charity thing. She can't promise she's doing that move. So she didn't say she's not going to make it, but she can't promise that she will. So at minimum, you're going to get Jason Ward and myself on Jason Preston's live stream charity over on Polyhedral Paradise Live. So it is going to be rad. Yes, it is. It's going to be great. A Magic Maker, thank you so much for being here today. I missed talking with you the last couple of weeks. Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Well, it's good for you to hear me. I get to see you. Yeah. So I'm gonna try a few things here. So no promises, you all. And this is gonna be a little bit clunky, but we're gonna try to get this. We're gonna try to get this the scroll to work. So here we go. And thank you all for being here. May the force be with you all.
And Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye.